Rocks were a common theme at two of the national park sites Mikah and Meyer visited in Idaho. At the City of Rocks National Reserve in southern Idaho, rock climbers of all ages come to test out their skills on the granite peaks, which range from 10 to almost 200 meters high.
Remember, you want to keep as much of your foot on the rock as you can.
And below the towering spires, smaller rock formations of various shapes and sizes dot the vast landscape, jutting from the ground, seemingly out of nowhere. The rocks were once buried underground, but erosion over millions of years exposed them, creating a surreal landscape. Mikah enjoyed a scenic hike to one of the reserve's most popular sites.
Behind me is Window Arch, easily the most interesting rock formation I've seen here at City of Rocks National Reserve.
Window Arch is a great example of weathered granite, a result of the powerful forces of nature which create beautiful, graceful forms. Heading north, Mikah went in pursuit of more rocks at Craters of the Moon National Monument and Preserve. With its massive lava flows and islands of cinder cones, the site resembles the surface of the moon. Mikah hiked up the park's iconic Inferno Cone.
I'm basically just walking on a bunch of cinders, former magma that are now rock.
That landscape is so similar to the surface of the moon that American astronauts used it as a testing ground in the 1960s to prepare for their lunar missions. They recounted their experiences when they revisited the site several decades later.
Our whole purpose in our training was to sample virtually all types of volcanic activity and the processes that go on with volcanism, because we had to be the eyes of the geological community on the moon.
We really didn't know what kind of rocks were on the lunar surface at that time. So Craters of the Moon was one of the really valuable places to come and look at and study lava flows.
The volcanic activity that occurred on the moon is not dissimilar to the kind of thing we have seen here. The geology that's exposed here, I mean, it's just an open window into the past. And this is what we were looking for in trying to learn something about geology. And this is the kind of place we're able to do something like that.
It's sodium sulfate.
Craters of the Moon continues to provide the perfect setting for ongoing research and testing for extraterrestrial places, and inspire visitors like Mikah.
You see the majestic contrast between the black dirt, the snow-capped mountains, and the older cinder cones which now have sagebrush and other grass and greens growing on them.
Whether you're an astronaut, a mountain climber, or simply a lover of the great outdoors, these Idaho parks are proof that even rocks can be objects of timeless beauty. Julie Tabo, VOA News, Washington.